there's no time to back down. You go, 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 go as quickly as you can for as long as you can until the holes in the boat are plugged up. If that's you, go, do it. You got to do what you got to do.
Hi Nick, very wonderful to have you joining us today. Can you say hi to our fans? Yeah.
Hello to everyone watching. Benjamin, thank you so much for having me, and glad to connect with you.
Awesome. So I think Nick, you are seen as an inspiration to many people in the world. It's easy to see the success and the inspiration that you are now, right? With the energy, with the positivity. But could you share with me what was the lowest point in your life?
I think one of the lowest points of my life were ages, basically my childhood, 8 to 12, where I was searching for the bigger answers to life. What's my purpose? My identity? What am I going to do? And facing some fears that I was going to be alone. I think out of all the struggles that I've had, whether it's relational, whether it's financial, I think it's the inner self-awareness and safety that I did not have within myself, the truth of my value, the truth of my purpose. And no matter who we are, we all go through ups and downs. And 2020 certainly threw curveballs at each and every one of us. And none of us are immune to feeling anxious or depressed or alone. What I have learned about the principles of life is that as you continue to be resilient and persevere, you'll only become stronger and wiser on the other side.
When you say become resilient and persevere, how do you practice that, or what do you learn from that journey?
I think it's you understanding that you're a human being and you will go through different emotions and mental challenges at times. We know that all of these things, we have to go through it, and how long we stay at any of these points, how long we allow ourselves to stay there will really determine how quickly we understand how important it is not to get stuck in the yuck, and to understand that no matter what obstacles we have in our life, that the last big obstacle that we went through, maybe it seemed just as big back then, and just remember, that you're still here. So I think the attitude of gratitude, not only the things that you have, but the things that could have gone even worse. I think that's something to do. The other thing that I would do is always reach out to someone, talk to somebody, understand that it's good to be vulnerable and transparent with somebody, to know that you're not alone, and to even reach out to a friend or family member who love you. I think the third thing, apart from getting counseling or psychological help, is just being a miracle when you don't even get a miracle. To never underestimate the power of just the human connection. And it's in that that I believe those three things can pull us through getting through these difficult times in a resilient context.
So like you said, 2020 has been really challenging, right? With all this COVID-19 pandemic. How has that affected you personally and professionally? And what are you doing to overcome these challenges?
I've done a couple thousand speeches, 3,500 speeches in 74 countries. So the fact that it all stopped obviously was quite a financial strain on my company. And it was quite difficult to know how long will the unknown remain an unknown. Will it ever come back to what it was? Will it stay virtually to a point where everyone now finds the new norm that may actually even work better? But I think it was just a waiting game, just to see, first of all, me overcome my own emotions through it. I'm a very strong personality. I've gone through a lot. I've overcome a lot of the obstacles in my life. But, it still hurts you. It still makes you think. And what was great about all this was that I could have deeper conversations and have myself ask myself questions that I'm much more conscious and self-aware of, not really who I am or my identity or my purpose. That will never change. But the methodology and being able to have now a second chance to reset. I went through, I don't know how many, I almost call them term papers, of what I could do and how I could pivot, reset, reboot. And that's been an incredible thing that I've done to have my, if you will, equilibrium back. And to also understand, Benjamin, that there is no way that we could ever separate the dimensions of a human being, where you have the context of spiritual, mental, emotional knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and discernment, all in one. You are one being. It helps you when you go through the fire to know that what you hold on to is true for you. And that gives you the power as well to continue on when you personally feel like you don't have the strength within you on your own.
Yeah, I think it's really a good time to really reset, like you said, right? Rethink what you want to do, and I thought that was wonderful. At the same time, those are a lot of life lessons as well in there. But if I'm a financial practitioner, okay, I'm an NDRC member, or I'm a business owner, what are some of these lessons that you've learned over time that I can apply for my career or for my business?
If you're morphing a business or coming over a bridge or building a bridge of evolution within your company, there's no time to back down. You go as quickly as you can for as long as you can until the holes in the boat are plugged up. This is not the time to play the victim card. This is not the time to feel guilty for working 18 hours a day. If that's you, go. Do it. You got to do what you got to do. There are some of us who actually now are walking away from businesses, right? It failed and it's done. Don't let that define your identity or your purpose or your value as a human being. Failure is your classroom, and entrepreneurs have to go through failure before they understand the magnitude and significant levels of success. I would actually say, Benjamin, to people, I think we often forget the power of learning our own lessons. If you actually do a mental exercise of the last crisis you were in, you might actually discover 2 or 3 other key lessons that you are not putting into practice right now. And you don't have to go through the same lessons to learn those things and put that into practice as well. Thirdly, I would say, get mentorship, get coaching, get someone who's in the industry that you aspire to be like, if you will, and see what they're doing and build yourself up and get those tools and resources that you need to motivate yourself and empower you to get back up off your feet and continue to go. And then for any entrepreneur who feels like, well, man, opportunities, a pancake right now. Look, it'll come. You just got to be ready to see it. You got to get ready, get your chips ready to go for the bet, get your investors, get your business plan together. Keep calling, keep trying. When you fall down, get back up again. If it's meant to be, it's going to happen. Sometimes you sacrifice your whole life to invest in your business because you think one day it's going to pay off and everything else is going to be okay.
Where can our fans find out more about you to get their daily dose of inspiration?
Because of this reset that I've got in 2020, I'm now doing the Nick Vujicic podcast. If you want to get coaching, we're talking about first-class coaching. The person that I have on with me charges an incredible amount per hour of her wisdom and experience, and I charge an incredible amount of money per hour to do any consulting or motivational. Well, we're doing this weekly Leadership Now series together with my own coach. Her name's Christine Grimm from ARIA. She's coached from startups to Forbes. She's written monthly articles in the Forbes magazine, Fortune 50 companies. She is an incredible coach for the last 23 years. Some of her clients include right now Amazon and T-Mobile. So we do a weekly leadership, wonderful series to unpackage some leadership lessons, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. And we also bring in CEOs that are guests along the way to unpackage some topics and all those kinds of things. And lastly, Benjamin, if anybody would like to, please help me virtually connect with my audience around the world even better. Please go to nickvujicic.com. And of course, if there are any companies who'd like me virtually to speak, don't just think of me as a one-off keynote. Maybe send me to a big department of yours, and maybe we do a couple speeches to move the needle in improving your systems and team building, and especially bringing in those muscles of resilience for such a time as this.
Nick, I think that's awesome, right? To help people to live without limits. Yeah. So any final quotes, any final word of advice, any final comments that you may have before we end off this interview?
You know, life is interesting. I think if you don't really see your life as a gift and you take it for granted, I think you've missed out on the secret of life. I think the happiest people that I've ever met are the ones who intentionally live a lifestyle of gratitude. Because if you're always living in the future, you have never lived.